Hello, thank you for joining us for the Lake Front News. I'm Mariana Salazar. It's a mother-daughter duo graduation. Find out why one of Our Lady of the Lake students' journey to the stage is that much sweeter.
At the age of 51, Cynthia De La Garza will graduate from Incarnate Word University, but her journey hasn't been an easy one.
I gave birth to my daughter 30 years ago, and it was a life-changing experience.
The next 26 years would consist of her being a single mother who wanted the best for her daughter.
It didn't matter what job I had to do, how many hours I had to work.
She always put others first, and I think I was about 26 years old when I told her, hey, you should go back to school. You know, it's never too late to follow your dreams.
And that was exactly what she did. She decided to look into financial aid and applied to Incarnate Word University. Her biggest worry was not fitting into the classes, but she wasn't alone.
What I quickly learned was there were a lot more people like me. So we had single mothers, we had married individuals who had, like me, put their education on the back burner.
The long nights and early mornings might have seemed endless, but Cynthia worked hard and will finish college in May 2018 with a 3.64 GPA.
I didn't realize how difficult and long hours I would have to stay up and work on assignments, not to mention worry about what my test score was going to be at 12 o'clock in the morning.
And at the age of 51, she is graduating summa cum laude from UIW, but that week will be a little extra special.
My daughter really is the one who inspired me to want to go back to school.
I graduate Thursday, May 10th from Our Lady of the Lake University. As mother and daughter, we've shared a lot of things together. She's my best friend. She's walked me down the aisle.
I am excited for where this journey is going to take me. And I am even more excited to know that she and I will be graduating a day apart. And for me, that you couldn't write a script better than that.
Reporting for Lakefront News, Celeste Pena.
Tuesday nights are not known for the party nights, but can you still get down if there is no sound? Our reporter Chloe Brown tells us more about what it's like to attend a silent disco.
The old tell, like, music brings everyone together, so I'm a firm believer.
That was Ida Hernandez, an Our Lady of the Lake senior who works for the Saint Production Board. The silent disco at OLLU took place in the Chapel Auditorium on April 18th, where students were invited to dance and eat free food. Hernandez believes the odd nature of the event brings the community together.
It gets people out of their element and lets them, I guess you can say, like, be uncomfortable. And it's a good uncomfortable, though, because you're meeting new people.
With these headphones, students get to pick from 3 different DJs and get to have their party their way.
Students took this opportunity to let loose and hang out with their friends. OLLU senior Melody Villarreal explains why these events are important to her.
I think these events are cool because, especially now during like finals and everything coming up, I think everyone just needs that breather.
The event was made to de-stress students and get them out of their bubbles. Whether students were there for the music, their friends, or the free food, students were able to turn up while keeping the noise down. Reporting for Lakefront News, I'm Chloe Brown.
Every student's journey through college is different. Lakefront reporter Alex Escobar looked into one of OLLU students' life journey and shares it with us today.
Family, friends, and faith. These are the 3 values that have driven Denise Coronel in her life as a student and as a store manager.
So I am busy a lot of the time. I just run back and forth from school and work. Sometimes I literally just drive around all day.
Coronel is a junior at Our Lady of the Lake University. She says that working full-time and being a full-time student has taught her to manage her time better.
When the first semester that I came to Our Lady of the Lake, I was so shocked at how much you had to balance that.
Coronel has to juggle a busy schedule. How is it that she's able to keep pushing?
I think God can really help you just keep yourself motivated. I think the second thing is having the right people around you, right? So I hang out with people that like to get their work done, like to be always on the go. A lot of my friends have a full-time job too, so they understand what I go through. And then I think the third thing is coming here to Our Lady of the Lake. I think that's one of the main things that has kept me grounded.
One of the reasons Coronel attends OLLU was the ties that it had with her own family.
My middle sister, she came here to Our Lady of the Lake, and so she's kind of what brought me here to Our Lady of the Lake, because she went through some stuff when she was my age, and so I saw how they took care of her and how they helped her in all of her situations. So I really like that. I feel like it was almost like a family, they really paid attention to her, and she wasn't just a student.
Although Denise is driven to finish school, there was a time where her view on academics were different.
When I was about 8 years old, so I was probably like in the 2nd grade, my mom had a stroke. I was actually there when that was happening to her and when the paramedics came in and all that stuff. So I saw everything happen, and that for me was a moment that I obviously will never forget. But ever since then, school for me and all that stuff, it didn't really matter anymore, because it felt like I had lost my mom. I didn't really care about school, and so I didn't start caring until almost graduating, and that was kind of too late, right? Because you have to apply for scholarships and things like that, and blah, blah, blah.
After a long journey through middle and high school, Coronel made it to OLLU and found her spark of inspiration again.
Once I got here to Our Lady of the Lake, I met the right people, like Chancellor Macandrola and Ida Hernandez, and a lot of people who trained me to be the reporter that I am today. It wasn't until I was older and more independent that I was able to understand the importance of education. Because in reality, I probably wasn't gonna go anywhere in life if my sister hadn't come here to Our Lady of the Lake. I think, like I said, Our Lady of the Lake really showed me that they care and that you're not just a number or a sitting student in a classroom of like 300. So now I'm here.
With her school life almost over, she shares some words of advice for students at OLLU.
Yeah, just don't let anybody stop you or anything stop you. You can do whatever you want as long as you keep trying and as long as you want to.
Reporting for your Lakefront News, I'm Alex Escobar.
Every week, Lakefront anchors deliver your Our Lady of the Lake University's news, but who are they when cameras aren't rolling? Denise Cornell gives us a closer look.
I think when I do leave, it's gonna hurt a little bit leaving.
Every week for the past 2 semesters, you have seen Alex Escobar's work on and behind the camera.
I'm your anchor for this week, Alex Escobar.
When Alex isn't reporting your Lakefront news, he is working at the Boys and Girls Club Calderon branch down the street from Our Lady of the Lake.
We make sure the kids are in a positive learning environment where they're able to do their homework after school. We provide them meals from the food bank. We also have high yield learning activities to where they're both learning but also being active.
Escobar says that he has been working at the Calderon Branch Club for the past 4 summers. He tells us why he's going on the 5th.
I used to be a club member there. I attended the teen center for, I believe, 6 years, and going there, it really brought me out of my social shell.
When Alex was a member, club directors helped him mature. Now that he is a staff member, he wants to inspire the children that he meets. He will miss the children and their reactions when they find out he is a reporter for the Lakefront.
I brought it up a few times and they're like, oh really, that's cool. So the kids are interested, and I think them being interested, that'll help push them to pursuing careers and dreams of their own.
Reporting for the Lakefront News, I am Denise Coronel.
Our Lady of the Lake University students have voiced an interest in veganism, but with Fiesta right around the corner, it may seem difficult to have a healthy lifestyle. I have more on what San Antonians suggest. With Fiesta right around the corner, it's easy to lose our healthy habits. However, this Fiesta 2018 can be your first vegan Fiesta. Alejandra Bravo, a financial advisor, has been vegan for the past 2 years and shows us how black beans, mushrooms, and sweet potatoes are all easy to make and good meat replacements for this Fiesta season. She encourages students to receive their energy from a plant-based diet that will actually energize them more for all Fiesta activities. Sarah Garrett is a volunteer for Culinary Foundations and has had many different eating habits.
I've kind of run the gambit on eating styles from carnivore to vegetarian to vegan, pescatarian.
She encourages veganism the most because of several reasons.
Element of it, and being friendly and kind to animals is a big big part of it. But also just the environmental impact, you know, with carbon monoxide and, you know, basically we're raising food to feed food to then consume it. So like kind of simplifying that process.
She gives us alternatives for this Fiesta season.
Probably try to stick to things like the fruit cups are really good with the, what is it, like the chili limon that they put on there. And I think the corn in the cup, although I think it has mayo, but I'm sure you could ask people to not add that. I think also maybe exploring local restaurants that are vegan or vegetarian geared and see if they're doing anything special for Fiestas.
I'm here at the historic Pearl. As you can see behind me, we have trucks that are getting ready to put the tables and start this Fiesta season. To the left of me, we have Green Vegetarian Cuisine that is doing an entire Fiesta-inspired menu, 100% vegan. This is a great way to stay healthy, you know, not hurt the environment, and, you know, care for our animals. There is a way this 2018 to do Fiesta in a vegan way. Thank you for joining me. I'm Mariana Salazar.
You made her college years possible, opening that education savings account when she was little, spearheading campus tours, and deciphering financial aid. If you can ace planning for college, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back, and here's the latest pitch for the Saint Athletics news. The OLLU Saints baseball team won 1 out of 3 games against Red River Athletic Conference opponent University of Southwest. In the first game, the Saints demolished the Mustangs 11-1, but returned for the next day to lose doubleheaders 7-8 and 4-5. The Saints are now 19-25 overall. The Saints will host Texas College next for the 3-game Red River Athletic Conference Series on April 20th and 21st. The OLLU softball split a non-conference doubleheader with NCAA D3 Trinity University Tuesday evening. The Saints lost the first game 5-1 and then came back to sneak by on a 1-0 win over the Tigers. The Saints are now 20-8 and will return to Trinity University to play another doubleheader on April 21st. The series begins at noon. Stay with us after the break to meet our Sister of the Week. Stay tuned.
Got a quarter?
Welcome back. Every week we sit down with one of the Sisters of Divine Providence. This week we are welcome to hear Sister Christina Chavez's journey.
I'm actually a new sister, currently a novice, and I will be making my first vows this summer. So my journey was really a lot about educating myself and just kind of learning what this lifestyle even meant. And I went to confession on a Saturday. And when I left, on my way out, I was looking for a brochure about anything about religious life, and I didn't find one specifically, but I found a paper that said, "What's your next step?" And it was black and white, but it had like footprints in the sand. And that question just spoke to me because that's what I was wanting to know. What is my next step? Like, what am I gonna do with my life? And when I turned it over, it had dates that had already passed, but at the bottom was a website. And it said they were from San Antonio. And I'm like, oh, look, a convent in Texas. I guess I could contact them. And that's how I found the Congregation of Divine Providence. Like I could say Sister Joyce helped me at the beginning as part of my discernment. One of the things she said at our first dinner was, I was a woman of providence before I became a sister of divine providence. And that statement just stuck with me, and it carries me through today. It just helps me understand that who God made us is where we need to end up being. And so answering the call is getting closer to what God wanted me to be, or how God made me. That providence is there in any way we need. And to look for God in the little things, because maybe in life we're used to trying to look for big signs, and providence speaks in the little things, in the little blessings. And so, like for me, I expected a huge sign of telling me, yes, you need to go to the convent. But really it was just a magnitude of lots of little things adding up that led me here. And I'll go back to the first thing that Nun told me, that she didn't know exactly where she was supposed to be, but she knew every day she wanted to wake up and say yes to God. And I think that applies to everyone. It's not only for sisters, it applies to students as well.
We would like to thank you again for joining us for another week of the Lakefront News. I'm Mariana Salazar, and we will see you next time.